So you wonder why people always get sucked into the static, huh? Well, let me tell you the tale.
Detective Larson began, his voice a mix of weariness and caution. Across from him sat Jenna, a young journalist, a recorder poised to capture every word.
It started about 5 years ago.
Larson continued, staring into the distance as if watching the past unfold before him.
We got a call about a missing person, a college kid named Tyler. Typical case, or so we thought. But when we checked his dorm, we found his TV still on, blasting static.
Jenna leaned forward, sensing the story was more than a routine disappearance.
What was so unusual about the static?
She asked.
That's just it. It wasn't normal. You looked at it and it's like it pulled you in. I can't explain it. It was hypnotic, almost alive.
He paused, collecting his thoughts.
We started to dig deeper and found a pattern. More cases, all the same. People vanishing, TVs left on, static screens, but no leads, no evidence. Just that, haunting static.
Jenna scribbled on her notes.
Were there any witnesses?
One, an old woman living next to Tyler. She claimed she saw figures moving inside the static, reaching out. We thought it was just an old lady's ramblings, but then...
Then what?
Larson looked at her, his eyes reflecting a depth of fear and confusion.
Then we found the tape. The tape changed everything. It was a home video, dated back to the 90s. Some family filming their vacation. But at the end, the footage gets weird.
Weird how?
It showed their TV playing nothing but static. But in the static there were shapes, distorted human-like shapes. And voices, faint whispers calling out names.
Jenna felt a chill run down her spine.
Whose names?
Names of the missing people, years before they even vanished. We couldn't make sense of it. How could a tape from the 90s predict future disappearances?
Jenna sat back, her mind racing.
What did you do with the tape?
Kept it secure in evidence, but things got stranger. Reports of static incidents rose. It was like a wave, an epidemic of people being hypnotized, drawn into their TVs.
Any theories?
We had one, a theory that maybe, just maybe, the static was some sort of portal. A gateway to somewhere or something else.
Larson leaned forward, his hands clasped tightly.
The disappearances became more frequent. All walks of life, all ages, drawn to the static like moths to a flame. Each scene was the same, an eerie pulsating static screen and no victim inside.
Jenna's pen hovered over a notepad.
Did you ever witness it yourself?
Once,
Larson admitted, a haunted look crossing his face.
we responded to a call. A young girl staring at her TV, static filling the screen. We tried to pull her away, but she was entranced. And then, she just vanished right before our eyes.
Vanished?
Into thin air, as if the static had swallowed her whole. After that, things escalated. We had to act, had to find out what was causing this.
And did you?
Larson nodded slowly.
We traced the origin to an old broadcasting station, abandoned for years, but inside we found something unholy. The station was like a scene from a horror movie, dust and decay everywhere. But in the main control room there was this machine, old yet humming with energy, as if it was recently used.
What kind of machine?
A broadcast transmitter, but altered. Modified with technology I've never seen. It was hooked up to dozens of TV, all showing static.
Jenna's eyes widened.
Was that the source of the static?
We thought so, but there was more. In the room we found a journal, belonging to a scientist from the 60s. He wrote about experiments, about tapping into other dimensions using broadcast frequencies.
Other dimensions?
Yes, he believed static wasn't just noise, but a veil between our world and another, and he was trying to pierce that veil.
Jenna scribbled furiously.
Did he manage to succeed?
Larson's face darkened.
We think so. His last entry was frantic, talking about them coming through, about losing control, and after that the entries just stopped.
And the machine?
Jenna asked.
We destroyed it. hoping it would end the disappearances,
Larson said.
It worked for a while, but then
Then what?
Larson looked at her, his expression grave.
we realized it wasn't the machine, it was the static itself. It's still out there, in every TV, every screen, and we don't know how to stop it.
So the static could still...
Take people? Yes. And we don't know when or where it will strike next.